Good morning, everyone. It's Vanessa. I wasn't going to come on this weekend, but my husband had to run into work for a few hours this morning, so I thought I'd come and say hello and visit with you. And just to share a little bit more about myself and the struggles that I have in life. As you're getting to know me, my husband and I have 5 grown children, ranging from, he's almost 32, I think, to 24. And as I've explained before, some of them speak to us and some of them don't. And unfortunately, I think that has to do with their schooling and their exposure to the outside world, because I didn't raise my children to be disrespectful. I didn't raise them to be questioning and blaming. I raised them to take responsibility for their actions, and sometimes that included some tough love. And unfortunately, they all weren't as receptive as we had thought they would be. Raising children does not come with an instruction manual. You got to figure it out as you go, and I don't think our children realize that we do our best with what we have at any given time. But anyways, as children get older, you have to let them go and spread their wings and become who God wants them to be, whether they realize that's what they're doing or not. Because God has their story written, and it's been written long before you conceived them and gave birth to them and raised them. It was all predetermined. So even though they pull away and they get disrespectful and mouthy and downright mean, which is very hurtful, you have to trust that there's a reason. And as my oldest daughter, now that she has a baby, is finding out, it is tough, but they have to experience those struggles themselves to find out that your parents did the best they could with what they had at the time. They trusted in the Lord to guide them, and they did everything they thought was right. We all make mistakes. Of course, we all make mistakes, but your children have to grow up to realize that life circumstances happen out of your control. And the blame game, I don't know where they come up with the blame game, but they do. That the blame game is only useful for so long, and then you finally have to be held accountable for your own actions, because your actions make reactions, and they'll come back. My daughter's come back, not fully yet, but she's starting to realize that being a mother is an amazing thing, and you do make mistakes. As much as you hate those mistakes, you have to learn from them and grow. And my oldest boy from my first marriage pulled away, and I think his was college. I think college really messed him up, that and the divorce and the situation. But he still hasn't come back around. But you know what? I pray for him and I love him from afar. I mourn him. I mourn that loss. As a mother, I think you've got that innate sense that even though they're in God's arms, you still have to put your 2 cents worth in and just pray that they're okay. And I think he is okay. I don't know. It's been a few years since I've spoken with him, but you know what? Again, I'm okay with that. Just realize that you can do everything right, everything that feels right, making mistakes along the way, mistakes in all that's right, because God guided what you did and what resulted. But take each day. Remember, your children love them unconditionally. I always have. I always have loved them unconditionally. been very frustrated and angry with them at some times, but you know what? They had to make mistakes to learn. God pulls them away for a reason. Sometimes it's to heal yourself, heal your own soul, to make you stronger, but it's to make them stronger as well. So remember, God is in control. Give him all the glory, give him all the thanks, and know you did okay. And the world's okay. And just because things don't work out quite like we expect them to sometimes, there's a cycle of life. And if they're supposed to come back, they will. But our goal was to raise them to be independent people, to be able to take on the world. And all my children are strong. They all have solid jobs. And they're all making a difference in the world. And I'm proud of every single one of them. So I know God's got his hand in their lives. So that gives me peace. And that gives me joy. Find your joy. Again, things may seem bleak, may break your heart sometimes, but there's a reason and a purpose to everything God does. You just got to trust that. Trust that his decisions are final, and no matter what you do, right or wrong, everything happens according to his plan, and that's okay. Give it all to God. It's amazing when you do. Find peace. Have a great day. And I'll see if I can sneak on tomorrow morning to spend some time with you. Yeah. God bless.